If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
This is live coverage from Super Bowl 46 on Radio Row, WNST, and I have no idea what I'm doing here. I'm trying to put on the impact indicator. Jack Youngblood, Hall of Famer, stopped by, as well as our friend Jeff Evans, the president of Battle Sports Science. They are telling me about the impact indicator. What am I looking at? Let me start with you. I mean, what am I looking at?
What it is it's a chin strap that actually has a computer chip and accelerometers embedded into that chin strap. And what those are is they actually...
Are they good? Do I want those?
Oh, you want those bad. What it is, it's actually calibrated. That chin strap is calibrated to what's going on inside the brain. So it's actually reading acceleration and deceleration at center of gravity inside your brain. That reading is then put into a formula called head injury criteria, which is the standard for automobile safety testing.
Okay.
So what it is that what they know is that at a certain threshold that there's a percentage or a possibility of head injury. And so what they did is that light, it goes off if there's a possibility of head injury. It blinks, it turns from the steady green to a flashing red.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Jack, yeah, I mean, you never had anything like this.
No, we're nowhere close to it.
Wow. This is pretty cool.
It's a tool that I firmly believe if we'd have had some technology like that,
could have maybe perhaps saved lives.
Well, because save lives, save lifestyle, for sure. Because then we'd had the information that we could have made different decisions on.
Well, who's using this right now? This is really interesting to me now because this seems like something that the NFL might want to consider.
Well, we're very, very happy to announce that Ben Jarvis Green Ellis will be wearing it in the Super Bowl.
Wow.
You know, we've been talking to him for the last couple of weeks, and he heard about it, he wanted to get involved, and he's like, man, I've got to use this as a platform to let the moms and dads and kids know that there's a product like this available, and that, you know, he says he wants every kid in America to use it. He actually got one for Kevin Falk's son, who's 14 years old, a football player who had a concussion. So he made sure that his son is going to be wearing that thing from now on.
Jack, how many concussions did you suffer during your career?
Who knows?
No, no idea?
No idea.
Did you know, was there a time where you didn't even know you would suffer a concussion, that you just said, no, I'm going back out and playing football?
Well, you were always expected to have a ding, to see the sparkles. You're gonna get fuzzy. What's the ball game? I mean, if you're not playing hard, you know, if you don't get one of those, you're not playing very hard.
Right.
And it's just something that's part of the game.
Sure.
That you accept as part of the deal that you buy into. Now, you know, how many times I was knocked out once.
Okay.
So I know I had a concussion that time. But other than that, no idea.
Can you ever think of a time where you went back into a huddle and you knew that maybe one of the guys that was there wasn't really all there when you were talking to
yeah, I turned a couple people around. You know, they were staggering around, going the wrong direction, going, no,
right. Yeah, come on over.
We got to go this way.
and we laugh about that now, but the seriousness of it is legitimate. I mean, that's a real. You talked about life altering for someone later on in life who, you know, has dizziness and who headaches and things like that. This could have been prevented.
All kinds of symptoms, you know, arise when you have multiple layers of concussions that don't get addressed properly.
He's Jack Youngblood, Pro Football Hall of Famer. He is talking about the impact indicator. Jeff Evans, the president of Battle Sports Science, also joins us here on WNST. So, Jack, and I'll bring this back to you as we talk about how this is used in football play. For you, as a guy who played, and really, it was a different era, so maybe it's not a fair comparison to make. You guys probably would have never come off the field. But
only when you had to, and when you couldn't play, you couldn't contribute, and you were a detriment to the football team, you know, from an injury. It's the only reason to come off from our perspective.
But could you see the importance of, if the league were to have something like the impact indicator, that they could say, look, this is the way it is. If it's green, if it's red, you guys are off the field.
Well, that gives you an indication that there's a possibility.
Right.
So it's more information to go in there and look, so that you have the opportunity to evaluate where the player is. That's the point.
It's the idea is you can think about it more as a coach. As you're thinking about whether or not to send that guy back on the field, you can say, all right, I saw a sign or two in him when I was talking to him the last time, and now see maybe it's just for the best.
Yeah, when you got the left eye going right, and the right eye going left.
Yeah, that's probably a sign that things aren't. So how did all this come about? And tell me a little bit more about Battle Sports Science in general. How this whole thing came about.
Well, Battle Sports Science, we're a company that prides ourselves in using science behind our products, behind the performance, behind the safety of products. So what we do is we have a product development meeting every single week, and we set out kind of a long time ago to produce something that can help detect possible head injury, and because we understood that that it was second hit syndrome. That's the most important thing.
Sure,
it's a kid that has a concussion, goes back on the field.
Right.
We want to be able to help, and this is just a tool in the toolbox. It doesn't say that he has a concussion or doesn't. What it does is it's a possible head injury. So check the kid out.
Yeah, and it's no, and that way, or at least have a better idea, a better feeling of what you're doing before you risk damaging his life to try to win a football game.
Exactly.
This makes a lot of sense. Hey Jack, while I've got you here, before I let you go, the Rams. It's really weird, I guess, because you didn't play in St. Louis.
No.
I've always, it's semi-similar to what we experienced with the Colts and Baltimore and Indianapolis.
Right.
Do you feel any connection to that organization still, or is it so separate for you because of the city change that there's just no connection at all?
Well, we are their history, their legacy. The pre-95ers are that's who we are.
Right.
And it's been unfortunate that we've had some sort of confusion going on between the old players, the alumni, and the franchise currently. And it's in a different town, and we understand that. I understand the marketing issues, and I've won football teams before, so it's not like I don't understand what's being thought. But when you ignore, for the most part, let's put it that way, your alumni.
It doesn't go over well.
Yeah, it stings a little bit.
Sure.
Because we're basically in no man's land.
See, the strange thing is, I felt with the Colts, they didn't want the people in Indianapolis to reach out to them. They just said, you know what, we're not going to be involved with you. You moved, and we're gone, and we'll just be here in this community. And maybe a little bit different because in LA there's not the same football-rich community feel. Maybe.
Well, I would have thought Indianapolis would have wanted Johnny.
Well, I think they did.
And they wanted to bring, all the classic, the John Mackeys of the world.
Right. Bring
them with them. Because that's who they were.
But I feel as though it was the players that said, we just have no connection. The Indianapolis sort of means nothing to us. And so, even if you want us out, we don't really feel the desire to come out there.
Well, yeah, that's an individual's
choice.
But you still are part of that organization. I mean, you're not part of the Raven organization. You didn't play for them.
True. You played in the city, not for the actual franchise. Understand that. Is LA ready for football again?
I think so. For good football.
Right.
Don't take some mediocre product back there and try to sell it, because it won't go over.
But they would really. There's enough football support there that.
Absolutely.
Very good. Very good. Jack Youngblood, Pro Football Hall of Famer, telling us about the impact indicator along with Jeff Evans, the president of Battle Sports Science. This is really cool. This is really. We do this every year. We have a group of guys that come around and tell us about the stuff they battled in their careers and what it's done for their lives moving forward, and that they've battled. And I think this is a really unique sort of first step to. We've got to fix this somehow. We somehow have to fix this, and this is really cool. If people want to find out more, where can they do it?
It's battlesportscience.com.
Battlesportscience.com. Is there other projects like this that you guys are working on?
We've got a lot. We've got a lot that we're working on, and we've got quite a few products right now on our website, and we're going to unveil some very, very unique ones, as well as some baseball, softball products, and 2012 is going to be a great year.
Very, very cool. Guys, thanks so much for taking a few minutes to stop by. We really appreciate it. Who are you picking on Sunday, by the way, Jack?
I'm gonna go with the AFC.
Really? I thought you'd say the Giants. They get after it.
I know. I'm an AFC guy. I'm afraid Tom's going to get on
You never see him have back-to-back bad games, do you?
No.
You never see that. I can certainly buy into that. Guys, thanks so much for taking a few minutes. We really appreciate it. We'll take a quick break. We'll come.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.